Hope everybody doing well and feeling well. And prayers up to all the families who's in need of support, assistance. May God be with y'all, man. Sending my extending prayers and condolences out to those who's been affected by, this fraudulent system. Okay? But furthermore, as y'all come into the live, put a 1 in the chat so I know you can hear me and see me correctly. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me correctly. Today we're going to be dealing with and discussing, talking about sleep, deep sleep, and lucid dreaming. One of the things I mentioned in my last live was how we going to discuss the importance of deep sleep and how it can connect you to the spirit realm, and also how it can give you a better insight from a spiritual perspective. It can draw you closer to God. You feel me? It can give you better insight and things of that nature. And so I want to start off by saying, make sure we got them ones in the chat before we go in. And I appreciate everybody being in attendance. Okay, we got ones. Okay. Let me read. Let me see who in this thing real quick. Quinasia in this thing. I see you in this thing. Say good afternoon. Good afternoon, sis. I see you in this thing. Glad to see you back in the place to be. SR Life got the 1. Quinasia say, hey fam, hey, how you doing, sis? I see you. PBD in this thing got the 1. Okay. Spirit SR Life say spiritual veil. Most things between 3 to 5 a.m. Yeah, we're going to be discussing these things. How 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. is, the hour of the spirits. It's when the veil basically opens up in the early morning, and where spirits roam. So spirits roam between the hours of 2 and 5 a.m. And so that's why sometimes, that's when you will have some of your most deepest dreams. It's in between those times. And sometimes you'll wake up after you had those deep dreams. You'll wake up around 4 o'clock or 3:30 in the morning. That's not by coincidence. That's not by mistake. It's because you have been indulging in the spirit realm, and those is the spirit hours. You dig what I'm talking about? And so most people will get their best rest in between those hours of 2 to 5 a.m. You dig what I'm talking about? And that's when you dream. Your dreams is most vivid. You dream the deepest. You dream or sometimes it could be nightmares. You might have bad dreams sometimes, or what we call nightmares, and things like that. And normally what it really is, while we on this topic, and I'm gonna talk about this before we get into the main discussion, your spirit releases from your body around that time. So around 2 o'clock, your spirit releases from your body, whether you know it or not. Your spirit releases from your body around that time. And so you indulge in the spirit realm. And that's why the dreams be feeling so vivid. They be feeling, even the nightmares, they be feeling so real. It's because you really there. You no longer in your body around that time most of the time. And also around those hours, 2 to 5 a.m. is when you can have sleep paralysis. If anybody don't know what sleep paralysis is when you feel like something attacking you in your sleep, when you feel like something trying to suffocate you, choke you, you feel demons or something, a presence in your room. It's called sleep paralysis. All right. And so you got to remember and understand those hours of the morning is very important, between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. All right. And so you got to remember, you know, before you go to bed, if you keep having problems with nightmares and things like that, you got to meditate. All right. You need to release negative energies from off of you before you lay down and go to bed. Okay. So these different things is important because, and let me touch on this before I get into that. The reason why deep sleep is so important. Well, before I get into that, let me say this. The reason why the government try to keep you as busy as possible is because the government or the powers that be, they don't want you to connect to the spirit realm. They don't want you to activate your chakras. They don't want you to find out that you're not having no dreams. That's another world that you enter into. They don't want you to know about that stuff. That's why they try to keep you up on your feet as long as possible, and they try to keep you in a state of being busy. The reason why they try to keep you in a state of being busy, because they don't want you to connect to your higher calling, or they don't want you to communicate or have no connection with the spirit realm. And so this is why they do all they could to keep you distracted or keep you busy or keep you up on your feet. They got people working 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 14-hour shifts because they want to keep you up on your feet. They don't want you to be able to lay down and get deep sleep and get a proper rest, because they know when your body is in that state, your body, your spirit will then start to communicate with other benevolent beings in higher dimensions. And so this is why they try to keep you busy. They try to keep you distracted. And then they try to get it to the point to where when you do finally get some rest, you can't even rest like that because you got to get right back up in the morning and get ready for work the next day. And so they not only try to keep everybody busy because they want everybody just chasing money to better their corporations. They also try to keep everybody busy because they don't want people to connect with the spirit realm. They don't want people to activate their chakras. They don't want people to come to realization and understand that you're not dreaming. You actually entering into another dimension. You know how we talk about portals and stargates? Well, one of the portals and one of the stargates is deep sleep. That's a portal itself that you can enter into to connect you to different dimensions. And so they don't never want you to get deep sleep. They want you to just rest for like 3 or 4 hours and be right back up on your feet, trying to chase some money to pay your bills. And so all this stuff is strategically planned strategically, and they do this stuff on purpose. It's strategic. You feel me? It's orchestrated in a way to where it's designed to keep you from connecting to the spirit realm. It's designed to keep you from connecting to your higher calling. That's why they give you movies like The Matrix. They'll put the truth in your face. They'll give you these different movies where you see people in the movie dreaming, but the dream world becomes the real world. They'll put it right in your face. The dream world is the real world. Okay? And you're not dreaming. You actually is in another dimension. You actually is in another world. And between the hours of 2 a.m. to 5 a.m., your spirit releases from your body, whether you know it or not. Now, the ones that know it, that they spirit releases from their body, that's what you call lucid dreaming. Because you able to take control of your soul or your spirit. As your spirit releases from your body, you able to take control. And then that's what we call lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is to have control over your dreams. Some people don't know that they spirit releases from their body every night. Some people don't know it because they unconscious. Lucid dreaming is about being conscious when you sleep. That's called lucid dreaming. When you conscious, when you sleep, but you conscious of your dreams, you conscious of traveling throughout these different dimensions, you conscious. See, most people, when they go to sleep at night, they unconscious. They not conscious. They unconscious. So most people never lucid dream. They don't know what lucid dreaming is. They don't know what it feel like to lucid dream. It's because they unconscious. And the things that can keep you unconscious from being conscious when you sleep is poor sleep quality. You're not getting enough rest. Drugs, alcohol, and eating poorly. Diet. These things can keep you from being conscious when you go to sleep at night. When you go to sleep at night, you want to be in a deep sleep. And in order for you to be conscious, you got to be in a deep sleep. All right? You got to be in a deep sleep. And this is why I'm trying to teach y'all the importance of deep sleep. It's very important you get your rest. It's very important, man. Get your rest. And I'm going to touch on this too as well. That's why if anybody know anything about newborn babies, somebody put it in the chat. What's the one thing newborn babies love to do? What's the one thing they love to do? Somebody put it in the chat. What's the one thing newborn babies or toddlers, what's the one thing that they love to do? Somebody put it in the chat. There you go, Dee. Dee got it. Sleep. Sleep. The reason why newborn babies love to sleep is because they fresh out of the spirit realm. They fresh out of the spirit realm. That's why newborn babies love to sleep, because they still in the spirit realm. They not really in the physical world like we is. They fresh out of the spirit realm. And so the reason why you be like, damn, the baby still sleep. Yeah, they still sleep. The reason why they still sleep is because sleep is what keeps you connected to the spirit realm. It's sleep. And so most newborn babies, they sleep throughout their entire first couple of months, because they fresh from the spirit realm. They got 1 foot in the regular world and they got 1 foot in the spirit realm. All right. And you got to remember and understand, as well as newborns love to sleep, older people love to sleep. The reason why older people love to sleep, because older people is getting ready to transition back to the spirit realm. So the newborns, they love to sleep because they fresh from the spirit realm. Older people love to sleep is because they about to get ready to transition back to the spirit realm. All right. And so it kind of work hand in hand from the day you born to the day you get older and before you get ready to transition. You're going to be getting a lot of rest. And so this is why the government and the powers that be, they try to keep you busy. The reason why they try to keep you busy, because they don't want you to experience deep sleep, because they know deep sleep is going to connect you to your higher calling. It's going to connect you to, it's going to connect you to the spirit realm and benevolent beings. You're going to start being able to get downloads out the blue, vivid dreams. You're going to start getting secrets and unlocking certain mysteries by way of sleep. Because when you sleep, that's when you most spiritual. That's why if anybody know anything about the monks, what the monks, like the Buddhists, the people that's monks that be having on them orange suits, or certain priests or certain gurus and things of that nature, the one thing they all got in common is silence. Rest. They love to get rest. They love to, sit out in nature and just close their eyes and get some good rest. Because when you sleep, that's when you at your most spiritual state. That's when you in your most spiritual state. And that's when you more able to connect with the spirit realm. You more able to hear the voice of God. You can connect with God on a deeper level. And so the reason why, because a lot of people are always telling me, and they always asking me, I don't have dreams. Y'all will be surprised how many people tell me that they don't dream. Y'all will be surprised at how many people that tell me they can't remember their dreams. Some people tell me that they can't have dreams, and some people tell me that they can't remember their dreams. Some people say that they dream, but they just can't remember them. And some people just tell me they can't have dreams. And it's a blockage. It's a blockage going on between your physical body and the spirit realm. And some of the things that can be blocking you is because of you not getting enough rest. You're not getting enough sleep. All right? Other things that can be blocking you is poor diet. Your diet is poor. Sip on some soursop tea, things that's going to help relax the body. Take certain herbs that's going to help relax the body, that's going to cause you to get some deep sleep. Stop taking all these drugs and these supplements. These things is designed to keep you in a state of producing. All right? And if your body never shut down when you sleep, you're not going to get the proper deep sleep that you need because of your body is not shutting down properly. It's like a computer. When you shut down a computer, or if you leave a computer on for too long, the number one thing it's going to do is get hot or possibly overheat. The reason why that computer is going to overheat is because it needs the rest time. That's the same way our bodies work. All right? And so when you shut your body down, you got to make sure you don't have a lot on your mind before you go to bed. Try to go to bed with a clear conscience. That's also another suggestion to help you get some deep sleep, is to go to bed with a clear conscience, not being stressed out and stuff like that, okay? Because stress will cause you to lose the proper rest that you need as well, all right? And so, you know, we want to discuss these things to remember sleep is when you at your best. It's when you at your purest, when we talking about spirituality. Because your spirit opens up to the universe even more when you sleep. All right? And really, you not sleep, you dead. You dead. You just don't know you dead. You don't know that sleep is getting you prepared for death. And I put this in one of my lives a couple lives ago. I talked about how sleep is death. You just don't know it. You dead. All right? The reason why God made it to where you sleep at night is because the Most High don't want your body to go in shock after you die. So that's why the Most High implemented sleep in our lives, because the Most High don't want your body to be put in a state of shock after you die. So when now that you it's normal to sleep, it's natural to sleep, your body is going to be more accepting to death, because every night you go to sleep, you literally is dying. The only difference is you wake up, but you still unconscious for the most part. You unconscious. Only difference is you wake back up to this third dimensional plane. All right? And so, if anybody know anything about even the Bible or biblical prophecy, a lot of the prophets, they was the main thing that they did to get their downloads and messages from God was through dreams. Was through dreams. All right? And so, you know, we got to remember what this stuff is all about. And, you know, that's why babies, going back to the newborns, that's why newborn babies, they don't like to be woken up out of their sleep. They'll start crying like, what is you doing? You know, even some adults, they get mad when you bother them when they sleep. The reason why some people get pissed off, like, I know everybody got like a cousin or their parents or their auntie. They was like, you know, everybody have experienced somebody who got mad when you try to bother them when they was asleep. Or you probably was the one that got mad too. Like, have you ever had somebody trying to bother you when you trying to get some sleep and it'll piss you off? The reason why you get mad when people try to bother you when you sleep is because the body want to connect back to its natural state. And that's the soul. That's the spirit. And the only way the body can connect back to its natural state is through sleep. And so that's why when somebody bother you when you really trying to get some rest, you be like, man, get the hell out of here, man. I'm trying to get some sleep. What you doing, man? You making all this noise. You see me trying to get some sleep. You will literally get mad. You will get mad at whoever trying to bother you when you getting some sleep. The reason why you will get mad is because a part of your soul want to connect back to its natural state. And the only way it can do that is by way of sleep. That's why sleep is very important. All right? And so, yeah. So let me keep up with the chat. Okay, it ain't that many people in here. We're gonna be on for like an hour and 30, so we're gonna give everybody else a chance to get on in. But I appreciate everybody being in. Didi say, what's happening? What's happening? True in the chat. What's happening, sis? I see you in this thing, sis. Hope all is well, sis, with you. Thanks for joining us and making the live today, sis. Yes, indeed. Romia in this thing. What's good with you, Romia? What's good with you, sis? I see you in this thing. VRH say, peace, True Media 777 in chat. Peace and blessings to you too, bro. For sure, man. Thanks for showing up and being part of the live. PBD say, see, this is why I gotta get out of 9 to 5. I get up at 3:45 for work. Yeah, the 9 to 5 can be crashing. So, most people that work 9 to 5s or that got a job, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a job, but most people that work and have 9 to 5s, they be pissed off. They be mad. Normally, it don't really even be for the money. They think it's for the money, that they probably not getting paid enough and stuff like that. The reason why most people that go to work be mad that they got to go to work is because they can't get the rest like they want to. They can't get the proper sleep like they want to. They think it's because of the bills. They think it's because of they not getting paid enough money. But really, most people that got a 9 to 5 and that go to work, the reason why they be so mad that they got to get up and go to work, it be because your body wasn't designed to work. It wasn't. Your body was designed to be in its natural state, to work for the earth, to take care of the earth. It wasn't designed to work for somebody else or work for a corporation. And so by you going to work for this corporation every day, your body is not getting a proper amount of sleep that it need to. And so it puts you in a state of being pissed off because you tired. And that's not normal for your body to be tired. The Most High love when we rest. God love it when we rest, when we sleep. Because that's when the Most High can connect with us the best. That's when the Most High can connect with us the best, is when we sleep. And so that's why a lot of people that work 9 to 5s, they be irritated, they be mad. It be their soul. It be their soul that be cringing. It be their soul that be tired. Because the soul and the spirit know that it's not natural to work. It's not natural. Really, all you supposed to be doing here in life is taking care of the earth, taking care of your family, and getting rest. You aren't supposed to be up all night on your feet, chasing money all throughout the day, doing all these different things. You don't supposed to be doing that. All that shit is unnatural. God don't want you to do much. When God made us, God told us to subdue the earth, replenish the earth, and have dominion. That's it. That's all the Most High told us to do. The Most High didn't tell us to go chase no dream. The Most High didn't tell us to become a basketball player, to become a rapper, to become a football player, to become a lawyer. All that shit is given to you by the Matrix. The Most High didn't tell us to chase none of that shit. Those is standards that the Matrix created. God told us to subdue the earth, replenish the earth, and have dominion. That's what God told us to do. Okay? So take care of the earth, subdue, take care of the earth, replenish, repopulate, and to have dominion. That's to be in control of the earth. That's all God told us to do. All this other shit, this shit coming from the Matrix. That tell you to get up, chase money, chase your dreams. God ain't never told you to chase no dream. God told you to get rest. Get your rest. All right? And so you got to remember, we not living by God's standards. And that's why a lot of people be tired when they going to work, because it's unnatural to the body. All right? It's unnatural. And your body want to sleep. Let me see who else in this thing. Okay, I got that one. Okay, I got that one. Let's go back. Mia. Ashara in this thing say, love this content. I appreciate you, Ashara. Thank you. And I'm glad to see you back in the place to be. Thanks for tuning in. Bloom Fox say, I'm into the occult. It's been some years. I came to the conclusion Jesus is the only way out. I come from different background. All other deities and God will make you stuck in this 3D world. Well, you know, you can believe what you want to believe. I ain't gonna knock you for that if that's your truth. Young Greek say, real talk, I had a dream of my closest homies. They passed away, letting me know that they are okay. Yeah, when you have deep sleep, it will also, you can also go visit your loved ones. You can also see your ancestors. You will also because they got spirits that never die. Your spirit never die. And so you know, when you sleep at night, you dead. You died. You just don't know you sleep. And that's why you will see other dead people in your dreams sometimes. The reason why you will see other dead people in your dreams is because y'all got one thing in common, and that's y'all dead. You dead with them. You just don't know you dead. The reason why you don't think you dead, because you was told that it's just a dream. No, you died. Your spirit released from your body. And now your dead loved ones is coming back to you. You having dreams about, you know, your dead relatives. You having dreams about certain people you heard of in the past that probably passed away. The reason why you see these people is because of you dead. You died. The only difference between you and them is they already crossed over. You haven't fully crossed over like them yet. That's the only difference between you and them, is you haven't fully crossed over. They fully crossed over, but you got a chance to wake back up. All right? And so, yeah, when you start getting deep sleep and stuff like that, and you start getting connected with the spirit realm a little deeper, you will start seeing a lot of dead relatives, a lot of people who passed away. And, you know, you will see them more and more and more. As you get used to lucid dreaming, or as you get used to getting deep sleep, they'll start coming to you more and more to try to let you know that, you know, you really never die, right? So I don't like to use that term death or die, because you only transition. That's it. Once this body is gone and you pass away, you transition to another dimension, to another state. All right? And so, you know, you got to remember that sleep is the one thing that keep you connected with the spirit realm. And that's why you see a lot of spirits when you sleep. All right? Didi say sleep. Jim say sleep. Okay, yeah, that's when we was talking about the babies. Shara say that makes sense about old people sleeping. Yeah, so and I love to teach y'all because y'all probably be like, y'all probably seen these things, but y'all probably just brushed right over it. And so I like to, kind of give y'all the truth about this stuff. The reason why you see a lot of old people sleep is because they about to get ready to transcend back to the spirit realm. So let me tell y'all a little bit how the body go. Let me tell y'all a little bit how the body go. So our ancestors, right? Like ancient deities, most ancient deities was never afraid of death. Most ancient deities or ancient beings, or not ancient deities, but ancient people, ancient civilizations. Most ancient civilizations was never afraid to die. They used to celebrate dying. The reason why they used to celebrate dying in ancient civilizations is because they knew that they was going back to a higher state. All right. The government or this modern society, they pump fear in you and make it seem like death is something you should be afraid of. The reason why they pump fear in you to make you feel like death is for you to fear or for you to be afraid of is because they don't want you to get to a point to where you become fearless and powerful and embracing of death. The reason why they don't want you to learn how to embrace death is because they know you're going to be in a fearful state. When you in a fearful state and you embrace death, it allows you to become powerful or benevolent. It allows you to become like a god because you know the secrets to the universe. You know the secrets to the afterlife. And that's why they want to make it seem like to you as though death is a bad thing because they don't want you to know the secrets to life in general, or they don't want you to know the secrets to the afterlife. So they try to keep you in a state of fear. And so when a newborn baby enter into the world, the newborn baby is still in the spirit realm. It's fresh out of the spirit realm. That's why they love to sleep all day. Now, when you get indoctrinated and you get programmed by this matrix, the matrix gonna put you in a state of fear of death. The reason why the matrix is gonna put you in a state of fear of death is because it don't want you to be in a state of being powerful. And it don't want you to become like a god. And when you fearless and you don't fear death, you become like a god. And they don't want you to become that powerful. They don't want you to become of that kind of they don't want you to have that sense of presence. Because they know that you will figure out how to gain power or control over their agenda. And so they try to keep you in a state of fear of death. And so the elder folks know, because if you live long enough, the matrix is going to start wearing off of you. If you live long enough, if you live like 70, 80, 90, you're going to get to the point to where you're going to start embracing death. You're going to start embracing it. Because the body is set up to put you in a comfortable state to where you embraces death. So let me tell y'all how the Most High got this stuff set up. The Most High made everybody with senses. Everybody have senses. And then you got the sixth sense. The sixth sense is the spirit realm. So as you get older, you get closer to that sixth sense. So you become more relaxing. You become more calmer. You become more peaceful. And as you get older, like in your elderly years, like 80s, 90s, 100, the body sets itself up to where it no longer fears death. So right now, in your teenage years, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, even your 60s, a lot of people in those age ranges, they fear death. The reason why a lot of those people in those age ranges fear death is because they've been programmed by the Matrix to fear death and to look at death like death is a bad thing. So that's why younger people be like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die, man. I'm scared to die. Younger people always think like that is because they have been programmed and brainwashed to think that death is a bad thing. But back in the ancient civilizations, they embraced death. They loved death. They celebrated death. Because back then, it wasn't no matrix. It wasn't no matrix. So human beings back then and civilizations back then was at their most purest state. They was at their most purest state. And so they understood what death was. Because they was at their most purest state, they understood what death was. Okay? And so fast forward back to now, 2025, we don't understand what death is. Most people are scared to die. Because they don't understand what it is. They don't understand what it is. And so it scares them. All right? And so if you know anything about the pharaohs or the ancient Egyptians, that's why they took death so serious. It was like they had certain rituals that they'd do in the moment of death or in the time of death. They'll wrap up the mummy body, they'll wrap up the pharaoh, and you wasn't allowed to see the body. The reason why you wasn't allowed to see the body of the pharaohs after they died is because death is sacred. You're not supposed to see people when they die. The reason why the government allows you to see people when they die is because they want to put you in a state of fear. The pharaohs, ancient civilizations, ancient Kemet, they didn't allow you to see the dead bodies of the pharaohs. You wasn't allowed to have a ceremony where you see the dead bodies. The bodies was wrapped up. And they put the bodies in a tomb. In a tomb. Fast forward, today, the reason why they allow you to see your dead loved ones or your dead relatives is because they want to put you in a state of fear. But you're not supposed to be looking at dead bodies. That's not normal. All right. And so, all these things keep you in a state of fear. All these things keep you from connecting to your higher calling, or to connecting to God on a higher level. Because now you're afraid of death. So you're not becoming fearless like God wants you to. See, when you become fearless and you become spiritual, the more spiritual you become, the more fearless you become. That's why Muhammad, Buddha, Jesus, Krishna, they didn't have no fear. They wasn't scared of nothing. They didn't care about dying. Death didn't fear them. They didn't fear death because they were so connected to divinity, the spirit realm, and their spirit and their soul wouldn't allow them to fear death because they were so connected to source, to God. It was impossible for them to fear death. All right? And so y'all got to remember the importance, and I'm gonna bring it all back down and say, this is what deep sleep can help you with. Another thing deep sleep can help you with, it heals the body. Deep sleep can heal your body because it's when the organs relaxes. That's when your organs and your bone structure and everything can relax. And when the body is in a relaxed state, the body can then function to start cleansing what's ever in its system that don't belong. All right? And so a lot of people, they be like, man, I can't stop breaking out. I'm always breaking out on my face, or I always got back pain, or I'm always aching. You need to get more sleep. That way your body can heal itself. All right? So that's another thing deep sleep is good for. It's good for healing the body. All right? It's good for clearing your mind too. This another thing. So if you got a lot of things on your mind, like you got brain fog or stuff like that, you know how people be having shorter memory or brain fog, you got to get some deep sleep. You can't go to sleep, get a nap, and pop back up. No, you got to really be knocked out, like sleep. And it will clear your mind. It will clear the brain fog from your mind. You ain't got to take... See, the body is a walking cleansing system. Your gut cleanses the entire body every day. That's why we gotta have waste. We gotta, you know, urinate, or we gotta, you know, have bowel movements. The reason why we urinate and have bowel movements is because the system, your system is constantly designed to cleanse itself, to cleanse itself, to cleanse itself. Your body is a cure. Sleep is a cure to whatever disease you're trying to get rid of. Sleep and natural herbs. And that's why it's good to fast, because when you fast, you get rid of a lot of metals, a lot of waste, a lot of parasites, a lot of things that don't belong. Naturally, your body is going to cleanse itself. All right. So let me see where we at. Okay, my people coming in. I made it a little harder for for the trolls to try to get in. That's why we ain't that deep today, because I put this one on a little bit more stricter mode. That way only the people can watch this one. You know, so it's gonna be harder for other people to get in. But they if you really want to get in, they should be able to get in. I ain't stopping nobody from getting in. I just have to kind of put it on another mode so no trolls and people like that won't come in. All right, where we at? Okay, we down here. Let me catch up. Young Reek say, I be having all types of dreams. Yeah, man. But you got to get to the point, Reek, to where you conscious of your dreams. When you become conscious of your dreams, Reek, they no longer become dreams. It become real life. And that's what lucid dreaming is. It's to become in control and conscious of your dream state. All right? Justin say, when people smoke weed and then stop dreaming, they don't peep how it's a spiritual issue. Yeah, I mean, you still can dream. You still can, you still can smoke, because I used to smoke and I used to have dreams as well. But it will limit you. You will be on a limited basis. You wouldn't be able to go to a higher climax. If you smoke weed and you drink, you can still dream, but you ain't gonna never get to the point to where you can master lucid dreaming. You ain't gonna never get to that point, because those chemicals that's in that alcohol or that's in those pills or that's in that weed, it's gonna block your chakras from activating like it need to. Okay? And so, yeah, you might can dream every now and then, but you ain't gonna be able to master lucid dreaming or astral projection. You can't be under the influence. That's one of the main reasons why I stopped smoking weed. Why I stopped smoking weed and drinking, because of health issues too as well. And so, you know, but once I stopped smoking weed and drinking and stopped doing drugs and shit like that, well, the only drugs I ever did was smoke weed. I ain't never did nothing else, like none of that other shit. But when I stopped doing that stuff, my spiritual insight increased. It increased. It went up. Okay? And so I want y'all to remember, alcohol and shit like that is going to limit you. It's going to limit you. All right? Jim say, when Jesus resurrected the little girl, he says she's just sleeping. Yeah. Quinasia say, yes. Yeah, Quinasia, it's real. Bennett say, Romans 10:9 states that if you confess Jesus as Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Do this and enter the kingdom of God. I appreciate you sharing these scriptures, man, but you ain't gotta keep like oversharing them, bro. Like don't be disrespectful like that, brother. Cause I feel you and I thank you for sharing, but don't spam the comments, brother. Like don't do that, man. Don't do that. But thanks for sharing though, man. Appreciate it. PBD say, I see what you're saying. If I don't get enough rest, my whole mood off. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, PBD. When the body don't get the amount of rest and sleep, you automatically gonna be irritated, bruh. You're gonna be irritated. You're gonna be irritated. Automatically. When the body don't get the proper amount of rest and sleep that it need, it's gonna put you in the mood of being irritated or not wanting to be bothered. Because you're not rejuvenated. Your mind or your body haven't gotten the chance to be refreshed, to be rejuvenated. And so it's going to put you in a state or in a mood of feeling irritated. PBD say, I'm paving the way out, but it takes, yeah, it do. You got to do what you got to do right now, PBD. You know what I mean? But just keep it in mind. You don't want to settle. I know you got to work. I'm not telling people not to work. You still got to provide for your life and your family, bro. Like, don't be crazy. But try to work your way out. As you working, try to figure out a plan to work your way out into something else to allow you to have your time and to allow you to get a proper amount of sleep that you need to get. That's very important. My brother Truth Rises in this thing say, hit that like button, Grand Rising family. We see you in this thing, Truth Risings. What's going on, brother? I see you in this thing, man. Straight up. Welcome to the live, brother. Glad to see you back in the place to be. 2024 say, what's up? What's good with you, 2024? I see you in this thing. Thomas Green say, what's your meaning of a nap during the day? You said, what's your meaning of a nap during it? Well, a nap is just like an hour or a 2 hour kind of situation where you kind of just doze off, take a quick nap for like an hour or two, and you wake back up. So I would say an hour or 2 hours. That's considered to be like the time span of what a nap consists of is like an hour or 2 hours. But I don't want you to focus on getting naps. I want you to focus on getting deep sleep. I want you to focus on getting deep sleep. All right, because a nap ain't gonna do it. It can help, but you want to get deep sleep, man. Straight up. Cornelia say, Kate, Brilliant Biz in this thing say shalom. Shalom to you too, Brilliant. I see you in this thing. Young Rick say, we live forever, 100. Yeah, we never listen. We never die. We only transition. The quicker you figure that out and you understand that, the sooner you will not fear death. The quicker you understand and figure out that you never die, that's the more you will begin to understand there's no such thing as dying. There's no such thing as death. You live forever. Now us as humans, we say death and things like that or dying is because it's a certain terminology we use to try to fulfill a certain expression, to try to, make sense of a certain way of expression or the way we express ourselves. So we say dying or we use the terminology of death and things like that because, it's just things that we say, to get our point across or to, shine certain lights on certain topics and things like that, or what we can comprehend as humans, but we never die. You know what I mean? TF2 say older people or sick people, they weak in body. That's why it wants to sleep. Yeah. See, anytime the body gets sick, get old, anytime the body is in a state of being weak of some sort, the number one thing it's gonna want to do is sleep. Because naturally, when your body is in a state of being sick or things like that, or being weak, naturally it's gonna revert back to sleep. All right. And so if you know anything about elderly people or people that's sick, they sleep a lot. It's natural. Because that's when the body shuts everything down, and that's when the body get to cleansing itself, especially like when people are sick. So have you ever seen somebody who's been wounded or somebody that's sick? All they do in the hospital is sleep when they in the hospital bed. The reason why they sleeping in the hospital bed so much is because the body is in a state of rejuvenation. And in order for it to rejuvenate properly, it got to shut everything down. And it got to put you back in a state of resting. All right? Ashara say, can I ask you if weed messes with good sleep? It does. It does. I'm going to keep it real with you. I used to smoke a lot of weed. And it does messes with deep sleep and things like that. So you got to remember and understand, I'm not saying that it's anything, wrong with, like, if you gonna smoke weed and you gonna get high, try not to like, overindulge in that shit. Cause too much of anything ain't good for you, Ashara. So try not to and it be some people that smoke weed, and I used to be one of them. Shit, I used to smoke 10 blunts a day. 10 blunts a day. You know what I mean? So try not to overindulge. Every blue moon, every once in a while, every couple of days, if you're gonna smoke, then try to do it. Don't try not to do it as much. You know what I mean? Try to do it like every now and then, occasionally, and things like that. That way it won't interrupt with you getting a proper amount of rest that you need to get. Now, personally, me, I would just simply tell people, don't smoke at all. But I know a lot of people, not me, they're not ready to give it up. They're not ready to stop drinking alcohol. I know. So my suggestion to those people that still gonna do it is try to limit the amount of times that you do it a day. You don't need 3 bottles a day. You don't need 5 blunts a day. You don't need to pop 6 pills a day. You see what I'm talking about? So yeah, that's what I would say with that one. So before I continue, y'all put a 1 in the chat so I know if y'all can hear me and see me correctly. Put a 1 in the chat so I know you can hear me and see me correctly. Okay, I'm gonna need like 4 people or 5 people to put a 1 in the chat so I know y'all can hear me and see me. Okay, we good. Okay, we good. All right. Cause I don't want no interruptions with this one. This is a very important live right here. TF2 say Elijah didn't sleep or die when he was taken to heaven. Come on, man. What you mean, Elijah? You talking about Elijah from the Bible? Well, unsub then. What you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. You talking about Elijah from the Bible? Let me get you out of here, bro. Cause you missing the whole point. I ain't gonna even respond to that comment, cause people like him ain't gonna get it, cause he's not there yet. Erie God boat say, do the spirit world watches over us when we are asleep? Do the spirit world watches over us when we are still alive? Yes. Yes. The spirit world watches over us when we still alive. Yes, they do. All right. And so right now as we speak, we got a lot of spirit guides. We got a lot of entities right now that's walking amongst us right now. You just don't see them. You probably can feel them though, Erie God. That's why sometimes say for example, when the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, or um, when you in a room by yourself and you feel like something is by you, something is by you. Something is by you. But you can't see it, but you can feel it. So it's a lot of different energies walking amongst us every day. Every day. You just don't see them. But you can feel them, though. They'll let you feel them. And so when the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, or when the hairs on your arm stand up, your senses heightens because you can feel the presence of a unknown force around you. And if you know anything about animals, the reason why animals and newborn babies, newborn babies always crying, or you got certain animals that's always barking and doing things like that, is because they can feel these different spirits. They can see these different entities. And they trying to let you know that it's something in your house, or something by you. And so when your newborn baby get to crying, don't always think it's because of the baby want to be fed, or the baby need to get burped, or the baby got to change, you got to change the baby pamper. It's not always because of why, that's not always the reason why newborn babies be crying. Sometimes the reason why newborn babies be crying is because they can feel these spirits. They can see them. And they trying to warn you and let you know that it's something present. It's a certain presence that's around. All right? And so, yeah, to answer your question, spirits watches over us while we still living, of course. And let me say this too, before I get to the next comment. Another way that you can tell that you have spirits watching over you too is, you ever been in a position where you change your mind at the last minute? Somebody put a 1 in the chat if they know what I'm talking about. Like, at the last minute you change your mind. You was about to go out to that club, or you was about to go out with your friends, and in the last moment something changed your mind. Something was like, nah, I ain't gonna go. I don't feel right. I don't feel right. I don't feel right. I feel like something not right. As humans, we always feel things. The reason why we always feel things is because we is always being governed by the sixth sense. And the sixth sense, which is the spirit realm, put us in a state of feeling or absorbing energy. And so you would be like, your mind to change at the last minute. You'd be like, nah, I ain't going out tonight. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. That be the spirit realm, the sixth sense. That be the presence of certain spirits or spirit guides that will make you, that will cause you to change your mind. You would think that it's all you that's doing that. Nah, it ain't you. It's the sixth sense that's working in your favor. It's the spirit realm that's working in your favor, that's watching over you. Because the Most High have put benevolent beings over most humans to watch over us, all right? Or to help us with choices and decisions. Not to force you, because can't nobody be forced against to do nothing, because everybody is given free will. So these benevolent beings that God uh um puts over us to watch us, they can't force you to do nothing, but they can try to help you with decisions and things like that. And that's why they're if you know anything about spirits, spirits, they operate by way of symbolism or signs. You know what I mean? You'd be like, damn, I think that was a sign by God. I think that was a sign by God right there, man. I think God just sent me a sign, man. I think that was a sign by God. It was. It was. It literally was. But the thing that showed you that sign of whatever it was, it may have been a sign of you driving on the freeway and something telling you not to go left. Something telling you not to go left. That's the spirits. That's your spirit guides. The Most High have put spirit guides here to help us. So you might be driving down the freeway and something tell you, don't go left. Don't go that way. Keep going or go right. And then you go right and you get off and you go home and you end up finding out that going left, the bridge had collapsed over there. The freeway had collapsed. Or it was a terrible car wreck. All right? And so you got to remember, God send us benevolent beings to help us with things like navigating throughout life. All right? They like our they like navigation. Okay, they help us navigate. They like spirit guides and stuff like that. And stuff. And so yeah, that's very real. Very real. Let me go back up real quick. Yeah. There you go, Erie God. Both say without death, Erie both say without death, there cannot be life. So all things must die. Well, guess what? I'm here to break it to you right now. And this gonna shock y'all. You already dead. You dead. You already passed away. Let me tell you what I mean. The moment you was born, it's the other way around. See, this is why the government don't want people like me to teach y'all stuff like this, because they know this kind of stuff. They know this. When you born, that's when you die. And when you die, that's when you reborn. Let me tell you what I mean. This body is not your natural state. This flesh, this is not you. You is the spirit. That's your natural state, the spirit, the soul, the ka. You died to that. You died to your natural state. You just don't remember. Some of us remember. The moment you came here to earth and you was born, you died to your spirit, your spirit man. This is not you. This reality that we living in, this is all a dream. This is the real dream world. You ain't know that, huh? This is not the real this is not the real world, or some people call it paradise, or this is not the permanent reality of which spirits and souls come from. This is a temporary state. This is a temporary plane. So you already died. You just don't know it. You just don't remember. You think you living right now, but really you dead. The moment you gonna come back alive again, or when you're gonna be given life, real life, is when you die out of this life. So when you pass away and you transition back to the spirit realm, that's when you really born again. That's when you really is alive. Right now, we all dead. We in a dream world. We in a dream state. We think it's life. We think that we think we living. But the only thing that's living in this realm is the majority of the thing that's living in this realm is flesh. That's it. Your spirit lives in another dimension. You're not even here. You're not even here. This is why the universe is multi-dimensioned. It's multiple dimensions. Or, for people that want to get biblical, it's multiple heavens. You're not even here. You think you here because you got your eyes, your body, your clothes and all that stuff. That's the only thing that keep you tied to this physical plane is flesh. The spirit has already transitioned, and your spirit also can be in more than one places at one time. Your spirit can be in more than one place at a time. It don't like, and this is what I'm telling y'all about deep sleep. When you sleeping, when you in a deep sleep, your spirit comes out of your body every night, whether you know it or not. And it goes to different dimensions to connect with different spirits. And so really, you not the body. You not the flesh. This is not me. This ain't. I am the spirit. I'm the inner man. I'm the man that lies within the body. If anybody know anything about the Matrix, Neo was in two places at one time. It was a world where Neo was in, where they called it the Matrix, that was in the system. And then there was another world where Neo was in like a he was in like a facility or like a laboratory. And he will jump in and out these two different realms back and forth throughout the movie The Matrix. That's you. You just don't know it. Because they don't want you to know that everybody that's walking around here is dead. Because You not the body. When you was born, and I'm going to repeat, when you was born, that's when you died to the spirit. That's when you died to the dimension that you came from. You passed away from that dimension and you was born into a 3D dimension, a third dimensional plane. Now, in order for you to get back to that dimension, you got to go through this thing we call life to get back to that dimension. Now, for the ones that's chosen, or for the ones that's for the ones that's in the know, like me, Neo, and a bunch of other people that's spiritual, we understand and we know that you never die. So even though I'm using death as a way of term, listen to me. Deep sleep will help you remember where you came from. Deep sleep will connect you back to the dimension and to the source you came from. And so, it's real, man. This stuff is so powerful, and they put the signs always. They even in Alice the Wonderland, King Kong, the Sixth Sense, um, uh, um, um, Matrix Reload, Matrix Revolution. All these movies is putting the truth right in your face. All right. And so deep sleep will help you remember this information. You don't need no book. You don't need no religion. You don't need no preacher. You don't need no bishop. You don't need none of that. All you need is deep sleep to help you remember who you are and where you came from. And you're going to get downloads from the Most High through your dreams. You're going to be able to connect with the spirit realm through your dreams. All right? And so, y'all got to remember how deep this stuff is. This stuff is powerful. Let me go back up real quick. I'm going to catch it right. Here. Erie say, without any rest, your body can't get no stronger. That's true. VRH say, amen. I hear no lies out of our body. I hear no lies out of our brother mouth. Since begin this live, we thank and appreciate you. Salute, man. It's all love, VRH, for sure, man. Straight up, brother. This is what I do it for. And see, listen. It's going to get to a point to where the Bible ain't going to work no more. Let me tell you what I mean. It's going to get to a point when you become so spiritual. It's going to get to a point to where the Quran don't work no more. It don't work. You passed the Bible. You passed the Quran. You mastered it. You literally mastered it. It's going to get to a point to where you can't go off of nothing but your intuition. That's how deep this spirit game go. That's why if you know anything about monks, if you know anything about Buddhists, they don't read scriptures. They go off of their spirit, what their spirit tells them. They go off of their intuition. They go off of their connection to divinity. It's going to get to a point to where if you become so spiritual, the only thing you're going to have left to go off of is your intuition. Because that's where the real truth is at. That's where the truth at. And not saying, I'm not trying to debunk the Bible or debunk the Quran or these other ancient books, but that's a starter's kit. That's all it is. It's a starter's kit. Or it's a reminder to those who never will reach a higher level of spirituality. The ones that's really spiritual never read books. The most spiritual people doesn't read books. The most spiritual people that was born with their third eye already activated never read a book. Our ancestors, the reason why they were so spiritual and able to connect with Source or the Most High, because they went off of sleep. They went off of their spiritual insight. They didn't go off of a book. The books came way later on down the line. So, like, even the Hebrew Bible and, all these different books, all these books is new. The reason why we needed books, or the reason why some of our ancestors written the truth in certain, so let me tell y'all this. The reason why our ancestors put the truth in the books is to help us remember where we come from. The reason why our ancestors put the truth in the books and put it on record is to help us remember who we are. Because our ancestors knew that the state of humanity was fallen. Our ancestors knew the state of humanity was declining. It was fallen. And so the only way they can get us to remember who we are and where we come from and how powerful we is, they have to put it on record. But they didn't need the books. The books is for us, our generation, because over time, over thousands and thousands and thousands of years, humanity has failed to a lower state. And so when humanity failed to a lower state, we forgot spirituality. And we forgot how to connect with God. And so that's why our ancestors put it on stone in tablets of how to connect back to divinity. Because the scriptures and the stones was a reminder of who we are and where we come from. All right? And so I just want to say that because a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think that the Bible always been around, or a lot of people think that the Apocrypha or the Book of Dead or the Quran always been around. Those books is new. They new. They not ancient. There's nothing ancient about the Bible. It's nothing ancient about the Quran. It's nothing ancient about the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's nothing ancient about these things. These things is passed down traditional values to keep us knowing how to connect to divinity. That's the only purpose of these books, is to remind us of who we once was and who we are. All right? And so remember, the ancestors didn't need books. They didn't need it. God was dealing with them directly through nature. But they knew that one day it was going to come a time where humanity and civilization was going to fall. And so that's why they put everything on record for us to remember about these things of how to connect to God and spirituality. All right? Even though some of us don't need reminders, most of us do need reminders. And that's where you got the Bible, and that's where the Quran comes in at. It's to remind you. That's it. It's not to condemn nobody. It's not to send nobody to hell. It's not to say if you don't do this, that you're going to hell. That's not its purpose. The only purpose is to remind you. It's a starter's kit. Now, some of us, we don't need to be reminded. We already know. We already know how to connect with God outside of these books. But most of us don't know how to connect with God outside of these books. So they give you the books to remind you to how to connect with God if you need it. All right? Let me see. Damn, boy. Let me see real quick. Okay, I'm gonna skip down a little bit. Okay, now I'm right here. We right here. Eerie God say, when I go to sleep and when I'm awake, I would love to talk to my grandparents and family members that passed away. Yeah, you definitely could communicate with them. It's definitely, sleep is a way you can communicate with the dead. All right, so for anybody out there that want to communicate with their dead relatives, if you got a mother or a father or an auntie or an uncle you may have lost, a way you can communicate with the dead is through deep sleep. You ain't got to play with no Ouija boards. You ain't got to do no spell work. You ain't got to indulge in no tarot cards. You ain't got to do all them rituals and all that shit to communicate with the dead. You don't have to communicate with the dead like that. Because you might conjure up a demon doing it that way. The way you communicate with the dead, one of the most ancient ways you communicate with the dead is through deep sleep. All right? So, because we know Africans, their way of communicating with the dead is through rituals or through voodoo. You don't communicate with the dead like that because you might be pulling up a evil spirit. That's not how you communicate with the dead. Don't play with tarot cards. Don't play with Ouija boards. That's not how you communicate with the dead. Now, that's a way you could communicate with spirits, but they might be unfamiliar spirits, and you might think that it's your family. The way you communicate with your dead relatives, the best way to communicate with your dead relatives is through deep sleep. Lucid dreaming. That's the best way to communicate with your dead relatives. for people who want to communicate with their dead relatives, okay? 2024 say, what's your underlying condition? You got to expound on that. What you mean, what's my underlying condition, 2024? Every guy both say, I only can stop drinking, but the weed, the weed, it's hard for me to stop because I was a teenager. I wanted to grow up and get out of school fast. I wasn't in no rush. I was tired because the work got harder. Well, I was also a teenager smoking weed, man. So if I can stop, I know you can stop, Erie. And that's better yet, you know, it's easier said than done. I understand it's hard to stop smoking. It was hard for me to stop, but I know if I can stop, anybody can stop because I was a real professional smoker, like a hippie. And so what you got to do, brother, is you just got to replace it with an alternative. You got to probably hit the gym. You probably got to read, study more. You probably got to travel more. You got to take your mind off of weed. You got to do something that will allow you to take your mind off of getting high. Now, if you just sitting around all day with nothing to do, then yeah, you're going to end up, you know, going back to smoking because you bored. You ain't got nothing to do. But you got to find an alternative that works for you, that can help keep your mind off of weed. And that's with anything. If anybody got any kind of habit, if anybody got probably like XXX rated adult content, they can't stop watching that. Or if people got a habit with smoking or drinking or these different things, you got to find alternative to help you keep your mind off of those things. All right. Every guy say, I'm glad we're talking about the true media, media. I woke up tired and I still made it to work. The next day, I woke up wide awake because I learned from that mistake. Yeah, man. Get your rest, man, for real. Patrick Harris in this thing. What's good with you, Patrick? I see you in this thing. 2024 say, when you work a lot, most of the time, you don't get enough sleep as much as you should because of a work schedule that people have. Yeah, man. And so that's why you definitely got to try to work on some kind of career move or a career change to put you in a better position to where it can free up space so you can have your time to yourself or more time to yourself. Or you got to find another job that don't cause you to work as much. That's going to allow you to be losing a proper amount of sleep. And so you got a few different options. VRH say preach. Every guy say we transition like NWA. Niggas for life album. Say real and don't. Yeah. I hear you. Quinasia got the, yeah, I see you, Quinasia. VRH say, definitely in my top 3 of messages received from the divine source. Hey, I appreciate that, VRH, man, for sure, bro. I'm glad I'm able to be used by the Spirit, by the Most High, to be able to then help you see certain things from a different perspective and enlighten you in ways that you probably didn't know about in the past, or things you haven't knew about in the past. And so I'm glad I'm able to get through to you, man, and kind of encourage you and give you some of this knowledge and information, man. Real talk, that's what it's all about. PBD say, I've cut back on weed a lot. Soon it'll be gone completely. Been 10 years smoking it. Yeah, I ain't smoked weed in 9 years, and I was smoking it for, I was smoking weed from the age of 14 to 24. So I was smoking it for like 10 years too. And then I stopped. You know what I mean? So I've been off for 8-9 years now. Young Greeks say I probably smoke about every 6 months. Yeah, if y'all do smoke, just try to limit it. Try to limit the amount of times you smoke. That's all I'm saying for those who like to smoke. Patrick Harris say good rest is the key to success in this world. and hereafter. It definitely is. It definitely is. It gives you brilliant ways of thinking. It makes you more creator. It makes you more creative. Um, and it makes you more innovative. Okay. Irigabo say we're the ones. Okay, okay, that's when everybody put the ones in there. Cola say, all right. Live on say respect 100. Didi say sometimes you can see flashes of the entities. Yeah, you definitely could, Didi. They are, so the spirits and the angels is always around you. You just don't see them. Now, for those that's real spiritual who got our third eye open, we can see them. We can see them through shadows. We can see them in the sky. We can see them in certain reflections. And how they let you know that they present is you dream about them a lot. When you dream about angels a lot, they trying to let you know that they presence. They present. They here to help you. When you dream about, if you always dreaming about angels and stuff like that, they trying to let you know that they present. Okay? They don't want to show up and appear to you because they know most people not going to accept a spirit or an angel just appearing to them in the open. You see what I'm talking about? Now, they would do that to the ones that's more spiritual. But for the ones that's not on that level of spirituality, they will make you have dreams or causes you to have dreams about angels and things like that to let you know that they is near and they present. All right? All right? And so VRH say that's true about the babies crying. They can see beyond the veil. Yeah. Yep. Babies and animals can see beyond the veil. Speedy say, I get warnings. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you get that feeling that, I don't think this is the night I want to go out. Yeah, we all got that feeling before. Harris say, you know that you are a young prophet. Yeah, I heard that a lot of times. A lot of people tell me, you a prophet. I've been hearing that since I was younger too, since I was around 12, 13 years old. People used to always tell me, man, you like a prophet, bro. Like, people used to always tell me that. It's crazy. And so, I heard that before, Harris, for sure. Didi say, I'm a seer, can see and feel. Yeah, show senses. It shows senses. All right. Speedy Rider 4759 in this thing say, I get warning. I've had dreams, lights flickering, messages, opening eye visions, etc. Yeah. You got to remember, y'all, we call it dreaming, but you really not dreaming. You really is there in that other world that you dreaming about. You think that's a dream of that other world that you in. You think it's a dream, but your spirit is really there. It's really there. What make it seem like it's a dream is because you tell yourself that it's not real. And so that's what make it feel like it's a dream. But the moment you decide to tell yourself, I'm not dreaming, this stuff is real, then you're going to be able to lucid dream and astral project. And you're going to understand that you have power in that other world, like Neo. Just like Neo, you gonna understand that, wait a minute, hold up, I got power over here. I can fly. I can disappear. I can run on water. Yes, you can do all that. You know why you can do that? Because that's you really doing that. You want to know why else you can really do that? It's because your spirit is limitless. It can do all things. Your spirit can run on water. Your spirit can fly. Your spirit can disappear. It can do all that. Your spirit can float and elevate off the ground. And so when you dreaming of you having those exotic dreams, the reason why you don't want to believe that it's true is because you haven't mastered the ability to astral project. You haven't mastered the ability to be in control of that other world. And so you just gonna keep telling yourself, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming. No, you not. Speedy Rider say facts. True Media John Boy say yup. Speedy Rider say angel guides. Whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Every guy say I'm enjoying life. Yes, amen. As Speedy Rider say, when you know, you know. I know. Yeah. Every guy both say, thank you, True Media, man. I got y'all, man. I got y'all, man. This is what I do it for, man. Patrick Harris say, God's angels, his army. Yeah, it is. Did he say you become a spirit? You become a spirit guide and ancestor. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right now, I'm a spirit guide. I'm just not, I'm not in the dimension, uh, um, um, where my presence is felt like other spirits. But you have a lot of human beings that's real spirit guides. They just in the flesh. That's it. You got angels. Angels. That's in the flesh. Real angels. That's in the flesh. You got real spirit guides. That's in the flesh. All right? And so you don't only have you don't only have angels in the sixth sense that you can't see, but you also have angels in the third dimensional plane that you can see. You just don't know that they're an angel. You don't know that there's a righteous spirit. You don't know that they're a spirit guide. You don't know it. But it's spirit guides and angels walking amongst us, just like it's demonic deities and demons walking amongst us. Danielle say, hi, True, how are you? I'm doing good, Danielle. How you doing, sis? I'm doing pretty good. Glad to see you back in the place to be, sis. Hope everything is well with you and the family. Real talk. Glad to see you back joining us live, sis. Speedy Rider say everything happens in the spirit realm first. Yes. Not all, but most things is predetermined in the spirit realm. Most things. All right. It's not coincidental. It's not a coincidence when certain things happen. It's not coincidental. It's already predetermined from a spiritual perspective of how life is going to play out in a lot of people's lives. VRA say correct. Danielle say, I've never been able to dream. When I sleep, I can't remember my dreams. See, it's a lot of people that tell me that, Danielle. A lot of people be telling me they can't dream. I mean, a lot of people telling me they don't have dreams. And a lot of people be telling me when they do dream, they can't remember them. Another way to remember your dreams is, or another way to dream, to get you to start dreaming, before you go to sleep, meditate. Meditate. Have a full-fledged meditation session. When you meditate, you allow your senses to heighten. As your senses heightens, it connects you to a sixth sense. It connects you to a divine state. And then when you close your eyes, you will begin to see visual things. You know, visual signs. But if you're not able to see visual signs, the way you can see visual signs, or you can see things that's visible as you sleep, you gotta meditate, and as your senses rise, it would then allow you to see visible things as you sleep. All right. So yeah, you got to do a little bit more meditation, Danielle. She said, I'm more of a daydreamer. Yeah, most of us is. Erie God both say, this is something that God is putting us through. Yeah, you think you're living, but you're dead. That is true. Yeah, bruh. They ain't gonna tell you that though. They'll put it in the matrix though, but you got to figure out the truth. Once you figure it out and you got it, you will see exactly. You will see exactly. You will see exactly what they was trying to show you. All right. Speedy Rider say we are living. It's just a different plane. Um, um, uh, Speedy Rider say we are living. It's just a different plane. Yeah. So let me put it to y'all like this, because I don't want to confuse nobody with the point when I said we is dead. Yes, we is living, and we know we never die. But what I mean by we already died when we was born is we fell to a lower state. We died to our natural state. Do that make sense, Speedy? Now we in another we living in another plane, in another dimension. But in order for us to live in this plane, we have to die to our natural state. Do that make sense? Do that make sense? In order for us to exist and live in the plane that we own, we have to die from our natural state. Now we living on the lower state. We call it living. We call it alive. But we know we died because we died from our natural state. What's our natural state? Our spiritual state. Divinity. A divine state. We died to our divine state when we was born. Okay? That's what I mean by we dead. If that makes sense. That's the easiest way I can put it. Jay Master say, speaking universal facts. Patrick Harris say, till we transition hereafter, kick knowledge, young king. I got you, big dog. Real talk. Young Reek say, deep breakdown. From your brother, man, I appreciate you, Reek. You already know, man. It's every time we go live, it's my job to teach y'all this stuff. All right? You can't get what I'm talking about out of a book. I'm past the books. I'm past it. I'm telling you what I know, not what I read. I'm way past the books. No disrespect to the people that still on the level of the Quran and the Bible and the Apocrypha. No disrespect. I'm way past that point. I'm telling you what I know. When you learn how to astro project, you can walk on, listen, and this might scare some of y'all. When you learn how to master astral projection or lucid dreaming, you can walk on the firmament. I can't even tell you how many times I was walking on the firmament, bruh. I'm not lying, bruh. I put my right hand to God, bruh. I put my right hand to the Most High, big dog. I ain't gonna lie to you, bruh. Walking on the firmament. And you can literally see the world look like a little, it looked like a little cookie. I'm walking on top of the firmament, bruh. And as I'm walking on top of the firmament, I can't see people. Only thing I see is like the forecast, like the weather a little bit. Like the forecast, you know how the sky be a little cloudy. The sky, it look white. It look like light. That's it. But you literally is looking down. And I'm up there like, bruh, is you serious? This is, and I had these breakouts more than one time. So basically what I do, because I got a relationship with God, right? And so what I do when I need reinsurance from the Most High, this is what I tell the Most High. I say, God, can you show me that again so I know that it was real and I know I wasn't tripping? And the Most High be like, bet, son, I'm going to show you again. You ain't tripping. As soon as I go back to sleep, I fall in the same position at the same, it's like I never left. Looking at the same thing. And God like, yeah, you ain't tripping. I'm gonna show you again. Literally, bruh. I ain't lying to you, bruh. I ain't gotta lie to you. I ain't getting paid. You literally walking on the firmament, looking down at everything, bro, and it looked like light. That's the best way I can describe it. And I remember my third time walking on the firmament or being in heaven, being in the cosmos, looking down at a large share of the universe. When I was up there, all I can say is, why? This is what I was saying. No lie, no cap. I'm like this. Wow. Wow. I couldn't stop saying that, bruh. Wow. It was like I'm a little kid in the candy store for the first time. I'm like, wow, wow, wow. I just couldn't stop saying it. I couldn't stop saying wow. Wow, wow. This is crazy. Wow, wow. And I'm looking and scanning the entire plane. That we call the universe. I'm looking at this stuff like, bro, is you serious? And this is what I tell you, man. When you have a connection with God and you got to get to the point to where you don't believe in God, you know God. Because when you get to the point to where you know God, God gonna know that he can count on you to not only do the right thing and be righteous, but God know that God can count on you to be able to respond to certain downloads and messages like he wants you to. And so if I see something that I'm not sure about in one of my visions or in one of my projections, I ask God, like, can you show me that again? And almost immediately, within that same week or that same day, I go back to sleep and I fall right back into the same exact dream, bro. You can't make it up. And I'll be looking at this stuff like, bruh. And I tell y'all, every time the Most High come to me, I can't see the Most High, but I can hear the Most High. I can't see the Most High because can't nobody see God. But I can hear the Most High talking to me. You see what I'm talking about? And it's a presence. Listen, bruh. Most people would never know what I'm talking about. It's a presence of fear that come over you when you in the presence of God. I can't even explain it. I promise you, bruh. I'ma try though. When you in the presence of the Most High, all of your senses is popping. Your shit is popping. You at your most zenith level you can ever be at. Everything rises. Everything heightens. Your smell become pure. The only thing you can't do is you can't see God when you in front of the Most High, because the Most High know it, you can't. If you see God, can't nobody see God. You can see God's creation, but when you in the presence of the Most High, man, it's a certain, it's a warm, comfortable feeling. It's warm and it's comfortable, but it's weird because every time I'm in the presence of the Most High and the Most High talking to me or giving me instructions about certain things, it's like I'm comfortable, I feel good, but it's a level of fear that come over you. I'm telling you, it's a level of fear that come over you, bruh. I swear to God, I'm not lying, bruh. I wish everybody can feel what I'm talking about or experience this, bruh. I'm not lying to you, bruh. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. You can feel the presence right there in front of you. This is the Most High, bruh. This the glory of the Most High right here in front of me. And the Most High will talk to you. You feel me? The Most High will communicate with you. But it's almost a feeling where you damn near don't even want to. You want to be right there, but you damn near don't want to be right there at the same time because you're scared. You know this is the Creator right here in front of you. I can't even put it into words, bruh. What I'm telling y'all right now, bro, it's something you can't explain. I'm telling you, it's like a feeling where you feel comfortable, you feel warm, you feel like a newborn baby, you feel like you wrapped up in a blanket, you feel warm, you feel good and relaxed. But at the same time, it's a level of fear that make you not even want to be right there. It's like it's like how can I explain it? It's like it's nothing I can compare it to here on earth. I promise you, bro. It's like a feeling, bro. I don't know how to explain it. It's a certain kind of feeling. It's like you ain't got no choice but to be there. So you can't leave. See, listen, let me tell y'all something about the Most High. And this is how I know a lot of people don't know the Most High because they just don't know God, bro. And this is why I'm here to do this for this amount of time of passing through time to give y'all this information. When the Most High make an appointment for you to come see him, you can't leave. It's not one of those things where you know how in some dreams you can wake yourself up. You know how in some of those dreams, like you having a nightmare and you can wake yourself up. You can't wake up. It's like you dead. You literally is dead, bruh. You gone. And when you got an appointment to go see the Most High, you can't move, bruh. Listen to me, bruh. You can't move. You can't move, you can't talk. You can't say nothing. Bro, I swear I wish everybody can feel this stuff, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Bro, God be my helper, man. The Most High knows. I'm telling you. It's a feeling, bro. I can't even explain. It's like you comfortable, you warm, you relaxed. You relaxed. It's like if you just got out of a hot, good bathtub and you about to go to bed and you hella relaxed and shit like that. But at the same time, you can't move. You can't say nothing and you is in fear the entire time. You in fear. So it's like a combination of feeling relaxed and it's like another combination of feeling like you in fear, bruh. You in fear. And so this is why I tell people, man, when a lot of people be talking about they know the Most High, I'ma already automatically know if what you saying is real or if you saying is full of shit. Cause I done been in the presence of the Most High more than once. You see what I'm talking about? And so when people talk about God died on the cross and God died for your sins, you're talking about the Messiah. The Messiah is not the Most High. The Messiah was telling you that I was sent by the Most High, my Father, who art in heaven. And he was trying to warn you. No man know the hour or the time or the day, but my Father. All right? And so, you know, a lot of people don't understand how sleep can connect you with God. It could connect you with the Most High. You dig what I'm talking about? And it's a feeling, bruh. I know everybody not gonna experience it because you gotta be ready for this stuff, bruh. Or this stuff gonna make you lose your mind. My first couple of times when I visit the Most High, I damn near went crazy, bruh. I was having a real, they call it a spiritual awakening. I ain't know I'm like, what is going on? That's why a lot of people that's spiritual, before you become relaxed or before you become more subtle in your spiritual walk, in the early stages, they gonna call you crazy. You gonna look crazy to the rest of the world. Because they ain't gonna know what you're talking about. And the vibe gonna be so intense, you ain't gonna know how to react. And so it'll make you look crazy to everybody else. But really, you ain't tripping. And so, God showed me, I'm gonna tell you another thing the Most High showed me. The Most High showed me how the Most High able to make dimension. Let me show you something. You see this book right here? You see these pages? God is so powerful, man. This stuff is scary. God can make dimension, and I'm gonna put it in lamest terms in my human level of comprehension for y'all. God can just turn a page like this and create dimensions just like this. God can turn a like as easy as I'm turning a page. That's as easy as God can make worlds and universes and dimensions. The Most High is so powerful, bruh. It's scary. I'm sitting up there one time, bruh. My spirit. I'm levitating. I don't know where I was at. I was somewhere in the cosmos. I don't know what part. I'm levitating, right? And I see the Most High just making bruh, I can't explain it. The Most High can make dimensions by doing stuff like this. Whoop, whoop. World over here, universe over there, dimension over here, dimension over there, life over here. It's so, I can't even explain it, bruh. I'm sitting here like, wow, this stuff is crazy. This is the God that you was under. You under a mighty powerful God. You ain't under no God that died on the cross. This is the God you don't know nothing about, that can cause you and your entire lineage to perish. Why you think all my messages is godly? Because when you get scared, right? Listen, bruh. When you get spooked, right? You gonna do right. You gonna give up weed. You gonna it's gonna bruh. It's gonna speed up the process. Yeah, you ain't want to get your shit together back then, but after God show you a thing or two, you gonna get your act right. I'm telling you, bruh. After the Most High show you some real stuff, no matter how much you like smoking, no matter how much you like drinking, I'm not saying here and there you might not error or you might not mess up, but the process is gonna speed up fast. You're gonna be finding yourself like, damn, I don't even do that shit no more. I used to do. How I just stopped doing that fast. Man, the Most High will spook you straight, man. I'm telling you who you looking at. You looking at a person that's been spooked straight. Right, I'm telling you, bruh. Spooked to the point to where I ain't had no choice but to do better, bruh. I couldn't believe some of the things God was showing me, bro. This is what a chosen one mean. Not none of that cookie cutter. You chosen because of you got some money. You chosen because of you know the Bible. You chosen because of you know the Quran. You chosen because of all women like you. You chosen because of all men like you. That ain't that's surface level bullshit. You chosen because you intellectual. You chosen. No. Brother, you don't want, I'm telling you, when you know the stuff I know, I'm going to tell you like this, bro, you really don't want to be chosen, bro. This shit come with a level of responsibility that you couldn't even fathom. Can't get this out of no book. So I keep telling y'all, when you get to a level to where you really become spiritual and your senses heightens, now God dealing with you. You pass the training process. You pass the orientation process. Now God know you for real. Okay, you want to go deeper? Okay, say less. You want to see that you was walking on the firmament? Okay, let me show you again. Stop asking for everything. Because some of the stuff you asking for, I promise you, you don't want it. Stop. People just be asking for stuff they don't know nothing about. Trying to be popular or trying to sound cool and trying to make you like you're cool. I'm chosen and like you not chosen. When was the last time you had an appointment with the Most High? Let me know about some of the things I'm talking about, because y'all know I ain't lying. You can feel this shit coming out of my soul that I'm telling you. You know I ain't lying. You can feel this shit. Like, yeah, brother, True ain't lying. I can feel this shit. If a person not talking like this with this level of fear and passion, bruh, they ain't chosen, bruh. They ain't had no appointment with the Most High, bruh. They just talking. Straight up, bruh. Don't know who God is, man. Just talking. Oh, the Most High died on the cross. Oh, the Most High died for our sins. I mean, you don't know who God is, but stop. God ain't never died. God can't die, and God will never die. Stop playing, bruh. No, you don't know shit. No disrespect, but boy, you got long ways to go. Straight up, bro. People be crazy. VRA say exactly. Again, I hear no lies here. Speedy say there's no time or space or solid things like walls in the spirit realm. It ain't. It's eternal. It's eternal. Ain't no time up. Ain't no time on the other side. No time. John Boy say, yeah. Brittany Jones in this thing say, hey, you, what's good with you, Brittany? It's been a minute. What's good with you, sis? I see you in this thing. VRH say, still learning and remembering. Thank you for teaching me how to remember. Yeah, get some deep sleep, man. And it's going to help you with the process of remembering who you are and remember of how to connect with the Most High and Source. Remembering your dreams. And it's going to activate your chakras. And it's good for healing the body. Jay Master say, that's a fact. Jay Master say, talk that talk. You already know, Jay. Jay Master say, 100. PBD say, makes sense. Why I never liked reading. Yeah, because reading ain't, you don't, listen. It's nothing wrong with reading, all right? I'm not against nobody that read. I'm not going to say reading can't help. Reading can help expand your thoughts or help you think of. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me. All right, there we go. We good. Okay, so I think I was at reading or something like that. So yeah, it's nothing wrong with reading. I would just say it's deeper levels to spirituality than just reading the book. Okay. Now reading can help set you up to opening up your mind in different ways to help you then become more spiritual. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Reading is not even, when you become so, you don't even need books after a while. You don't even need them. You don't even need them. You tapped in for real. All right. And I'm not against nobody that read books or nothing like that. Let me go back up real quick. Yeah, that was my son calling me, y'all. My bad. I gotta see what's going on with him. He always called me when I'm on live too, most of the time. Let me see. All right. Okay, we right here say clairvoyance, intuition by blood. J Master say 1,000%. VRA say they also would sit with him in nature. Speedy say the book or books are a guide. That's it. VRA say true. J Master say true as Speedy. J Master say books good for guidance, but not needed. You don't need, listen, you can, listen. Books is good to help guide you and to help you remember. But most of us, well, not most of us, some of us don't need books. We tapped into source. We tapped in. All right? But some of us do need books to help us furthermore our spiritual journey. So I'm not against books or nothing like that. Speedy Rider say, yeah. John Boy say, right, true. Young Greek say, everything we need to know is already in us. Already in us. Speedy Rider say, God deals with us directly today as well. You just got to be open to hear. That's true. VRA say meditation was their books. That's, yeah. Yeah. Danielle say, I'd rather read Gnostic texts and Hermetic texts. I relate to them. Yeah, because a lot of Gnostic texts and Hermetic texts is the real a lot of those is the real teachings of the Bible or of them characters. All right, it's raw. It's the raw version. You know how like y'all got the, you know how like if a artist make a song, they make a raw version and then they make like a edited version. That's what the Gnostic text is. The Gnostic and the Hermetic text is the raw versions to the spiritual books. That's what they is. What most people read is the edited versions to the spiritual books. All right. So that's all the Hermetic text and Gnostic text is. They the raw versions of the books. They not edited. VRA say, yes, this is true. As Speedy say, exactly. Speedy say, I was told we are not supposed to. Speedy Router say, yes, you can, but that's what I was told. Every guy say, I love smoking weed. Yes, LOL. Yeah, I used to love smoking weed too, but hey, man, just try to limit the amounts of times you do it, I guess, throughout the week. That's all I can tell you, just try to, kind of, be on the, don't do it. You ain't got to do it every day, or, try to limit it, the amounts of times you do it. Cozy say, when you become an adult, it's time to put away childish things away. Yeah. Nisi So Blessed say, gym, hit the gym. Yeah, gym is work. Gym is good for being an alternative to smoking, drinking. The gym is a good alternative. It definitely is. It definitely will help keep your mind off of indulging into having bad habits. Rock Nation say, what does reading do for you? I mean, reading can do a lot of good things. It can expand your vocabulary. It can open up your mind. It can open up your mind and things like that. It can give you different perspectives or different pointers. And so it can raise your IQ. Reading is good for IQ. Like if you got a low IQ, if you don't know how to pick up on things fast enough, reading can help with your IQ. And so I'm not against reading, nothing like that. I'm just telling you, when you get to a point to where you become real spiritual, you really ain't gonna need to do no reading. You're gonna be reading nature. You ain't gonna need to read a book when you got nature to read. You reading nature. You don't need to read a book when you get to a certain level of spirituality. RCM say, what's going on? True, a little late, but love the message, man. What's good with you, RC? I knew you was coming, man. That's why I try to hold off for at least 2 hours, man. Good to see you back in the place to be, man. Straight up. Good to see you in this thing, RC. And I hope everything is well with you, RC, for real though, bro. Eerie guys say, yes, I work. Yes, I work. I chill. Yes, I love it. I still smoke weed, but I handle my business first. Then I chill next till the next episode. Yeah. I mean, to each his own, man. To each his own. The reason why I just don't like for us to be smoking and shit like that, because first of all, it ain't good for you as far as health. It ain't good for your health. And when your health is not at its most purest state or in its best condition, it's gonna block your pineal gland. It's gonna close your chakras. In order for you to elevate spiritually to the level that you want to get to, or to the level that I'm talking about, Your pineal gland have to be activated. Your crown chakra have to be activated. Your root chakra have to be activated. And when you smoking all the time and doing all that shit, you polluting your mind. You polluting that shit. All right? Nisi So Blessed say hi. What's good with you, Nisi? Speedy Rider say, I can see them. Yeah, I know. They all around us. RC say, that's true. I wonder what them animals can see. I know they can see all spirits. Well, that's why people keep cats. If you know one thing about old people, the reason why old people keep a lot of cats and dogs, old people keep a lot of cats and a lot of dogs and stuff like that is because cats and dogs is good it's good for protection. It's good for uh um uh you know not only protection, but cats and dogs, especially cats, they can see spirits. They can sense bad energy. And so that's why a lot of older people keep a lot of animals or a lot of dogs and a lot of cats, is because those dogs and cats can sense energy for those older people. So older people ain't got to worry about carrying guns. They ain't got to worry about watching over their shoulders. No, the cat gonna let them know that it's something not right about whatever that's going on around them. The dog gonna let they ass know it's something not right about whatever that's going on around them. And so that's why a lot of older people keep a lot of animals, a lot of cats and dogs and stuff like that, because especially cats got uh 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 insight in the spirit realm. They can connect with the spirit realm. They one of the main animals that can connect with the spirit realm. If for some people that's 90s babies that's in the chat, y'all know what I'm talking about when I bring up the movie Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow was an old movie where human beings was turning into human cats. Y'all remember that movie Sleepy Hollow? When the human beings was turning into cats, and the cats was chasing people around in that movie. I think it's called is it called Sleepy Hollow or I think it's called Sleepy Hollow. The one I was a youngster when I first started watching that movie. It's called Sleepy Hollow. When the human beings turn into cats, but they spirits. I don't know if people remember that movie, but it's an old movie. I think it was made in like the 1980s or the early 1990s. It's an old movie. Yep, Sleepy Hollow. Something like Sleepy Hollow. I think it's Sleepy Hollow. And the human beings turn into cats. You feel me? You know, and that basically was just and it was giving you a different way of looking at um a point of view through the eyes of a cat. Cats is able to see spirits. They connected in the spirit realm. Heavy. Okay? They one of the most spiritual animals. It's cats. Let me see. Okay, where we at? There's a lot of people in the building. I'm a browse down. Let me go. I think I can go back. Okay. Okay, nah, I passed it. Past where I was at. Okay, let me go down. Down. Okay, I was right here. Speedy say, yes, it's our spirit doing it. Every God say, yes, I believe your spirit can do all things. Yeah. Speedy Rider say, I was told that it's wrong to, okay. I was, okay. RC say, enjoy life, get closer to God, and be one with nature. That's it. That's it. That's what matters the most, man. PBD say, I met a spirit guide as my Uber driver. She spoke the same message you did in the God creation lot. Yeah, man. Yeah, you will meet these people, y'all. You will literally meet a spirit guide in the flesh. In the flesh, you will meet them. You just got to be on point. John Boy say, it's crazy seeing things. As Speedy Rider say, yeah, there's good spirits and bad spirits. That's why you got to test the spirits and pray and ask for a discerning spirit to know the difference, be aware. Yeah, and that's why I don't want y'all to be playing with no Ouija boards. Don't play with that shit. Don't be playing with no tarot cards and going to go get your reading done by these psyches and you know, the psychos and shit. You know how psyches, don't do none of that shit. Don't be trying to chant up different spirits and you trying to chant up different, don't do that. The way you connect to the spirit naturally is through sleep. The way you connect with your dead relatives is through sleep. You ain't got to chant up no spirits and none of that bullshit that them Africans be doing. No disrespect to the Africans. Undead say, not sleeping enough or sleeping too much can kill you. Well, you always got to have a good balance, okay? But when you do sleep though, undead, or I'm gonna call you, what's that? Celib. When you do sleep, just make sure you get some deep sleep. You ain't got to sleep all day or nothing like that. Base YNG say you can most definitely tap in to your future and even pass through dreams. You definitely could. You definitely could. You definitely could, man. You got to be tapped in, though. Speedy Rider say, yeah. Speedy Rider say, it makes sense, True Media. It do. You see how brother True Media can make it make sense? Because I was called to do this, man. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. RC say, that's why I see deja vu moments. Yeah. Deja vu. Deja vu is simply something that you did already in the spirit realm. And now you see it play out in the physical realm. But you think that I've been here before. I've been here before. You have. I've seen this before. I've seen this before. You have. This another thing that I mean by you already dead. Not in a sense that you dead, like you can't wake up, or I mean you dead, but in the sense of everything is predetermined. I already came and lived. Let me get deep. You already lived, y'all. Your life already came and you lived. You gone already. You gone. You think you living. you think you here. You not here. You gone. Do y'all know? Let me put it to y'all like this, and I want to get to the bottom so I can see the questions, so I can, you know, kind of give y'all a greater example. Do y'all know how, like, you can see like a football game and the football game is over and it's been over for like 2 hours, but you can rewind it and fast forward it back to the beginning of the game? But In real life, the football game is already over. You just watching the highlights. That's how you is right now. The game is over. All we doing is watching the highlights. These is highlight moments. That's why you get deja vu. The reason why you get deja vu is because you already did this. You don't understand that you did it already. All right? You in the highlight reel right now. You literally in the highlight reel. You did this already. You came and you left already. You in the highlight. It's just like when you record a basketball game or a baseball game or a football game. And even though the game been over for like 3 hours, you got a chance to watch the game over. Watch it from the beginning. You can watch the highlights. Like if it was the first time you watching it. That's how life is. That's us right now. We gone already. We've been transitioned. All we doing is watching the highlight moments. Everything is already predetermined to how things gonna play out. What give you the illusion of thinking that all this stuff is real is because you're not tapped in to source. You're not tapped into your spiritual nature. Once you begin to tap into your spiritual nature, you will begin to understand you can be in more than one place at a time, like Neo. You can be in more than one place at a time. So, life is a highlight reel. You watching a highlight of life. The Most High, certain benevolent beings, certain entities, they been gone. I ain't gonna say the Most High because the Most High is outside of the creation of the universe. So I don't want to say the Most High, but I want to say like certain angels or benevolent beings. They knowing that all this that we living in is a replay. It's a rerun. We is experiencing the redo because that's how fast life moves. Life moves so fast that you can't keep up with it. God is so omnipotent and infinite that God is creating at a pace nobody can keep up with. And so, because of nobody can't keep up with the pace of God, but God, everybody else is in the highlight state of trying to catch up to what already became or what already was or what already happened. Us as God's creation, we trying to catch up. God is the trailblazer. God is creating all this stuff so fast, nothing can keep up because we not the Most High. We can't keep up because that's how infinite and powerful God is. So everything in the universe, we on a delay terms. We delayed. We all delayed. And we trying to keep up to the movement in the creation of the Most High. You get it? So God can be a gazillion years in front of us. And we all still in a delayed process. We would never be on the same level as the Most High. Never. And so we living in a rerun. We living in a rerun. We living in a highlight reel. You get it? This is how powerful the Most High is. Not what y'all was told to believe who God was. This is how powerful the Most High is, man. Can't nothing keep up with the speed of God. Nothing. God is too quick. God is all-knowing, omnipotent, infinite. You can't keep up with the speed of God. God is moving, and you can't keep up. And so we all is in a delayed, we in a delayed process. All right? So, and remember, and I always tell y'all, if y'all go back to my live, God's creation, I tell y'all that, and I always got to remind y'all that this is, because I gotta put this analogy out here for people to remember and learn, because I always got new subscribers who may not know. This is God's creation. This everybody. This is God's creation. This is the entire universal plane. The entire creation of God is right here. Everything, angels, humans, spirits, zombies, reptilians, everything is within this creation of God. God is outside of the creation. This is the Most High over here. This is God's creation. You will never be able to catch up to God. You would never be able to be on the same level as the Most High. Never. Because God is outside of its creation. It's not inside its creation. God is not inside the universe. God is outside of the universe. You understand? So, what's inside the universe is certain characteristics of God. Or I will put it to you like this. And I always like to use this analogy. If you in like a area where it's shade at, like it's a shaded area, like say for example, you sitting inside of a building, right? And in that building, you see like light from the sun is coming through the building. The sun is not in the building with you. You just see some of the light from the sun coming in the building. But that's not the sun. The real sun is in the sky. But sometimes you could be sitting in a building where it's so bright, you would think the sun is right in the same building as you. That's how God works. God, some of the characteristics of God, like love, light, darkness, those characteristics is in the universe. It's in the universe. Characteristics of God: male, female, light, darkness, love, hate, or what we think is hate, because it ain't really hate. What we say is hate. Characteristics of God: good, evil. These things is within the universe of the Most High. But God is not in the universe. God is outside of the universe. So you will never keep up with God. So everything we doing is it's a rewind. We living in a rewind state. We living in a delayed state. All right. And so if you never heard of it like that, it's because you never it's no other like True Media to put it to you like that. So that's probably why you never heard of it like that. So when you say deja vu, man, deja vu, I've been here before I did this. Yeah, you have. You did. You living out the highlight now. You living out the highlight. All you doing is existing in a highlight because life is moving so fast you can't keep up with it. God is creating so fast you can't keep up with the Most High. All right? So we all is in a delayed state. Everything in the universe is in a delayed state. Even the reptilians is in a delayed state. All right? You ain't gonna get this information nowhere but on True Media, man. Come on now. Okay, let me get back. Let me start right here. Let me start right. I'm gonna start right here. Okay, Rick say, I had the experience of the Most High. He took control of my whole body and made me get up, walk outside, and realize who I am. I was definitely in shock. And he was talking within me, letting me know. Yeah, I'm telling you. You get that appointment with the Most High, it get real. Young Rick say, everything I want in life will happen. Tazzy say, thank you for this message. I got you. I told y'all it was going to be a real one. I told y'all, you know what I mean? Even though that goes without saying here on the channel, y'all already know when I go live, we throwing some blows. We about to throw some punches. Didi say, yup. Ashara say, do people that are on drugs have some type of different dreams? It's not that they have different dreams. You can have similar dreams to people that's still under the influence of whatever. Y'all can have similar dreams. It's just that they dreams is gonna be limited. You get what I'm saying, Ashara? It's gonna be limited. It's gonna be to the point to where you're not gonna be able to expand like you want to by being under the influence or by being intoxicated. Not saying you're gonna have completely different dreams of other people who may not be intoxicated, because y'all can still have some of the same dreams that's similar. But the difference between those people that's not intoxicated or on drugs like you is that they have infinite amount of information. You don't. Yours is limited. All right? Speedy Rider say, yeah. Tazzy say, glory to God. Yeah, you already know, Tazzy. Tazzy got the crying emoji. Say, man, I'm about to cry. Tazzy say, preach, brother, True. You know we doing it, Tazzy. You know we doing it. Speedy Rider say, facts, True Media. John Boy say, temptations. Tazzy say, okay, laughing. Eerie Guy say, a whole clean slate. Just like that, yeah. Every guy say, God turns pages. Yes, I'm telling you, bruh. Speedy Rider say, some of us had to learn the hard way. Spooked straight, as you say it. Yeah, spook me right. John Boy 05 say, I don't bear that's for dang sure. Okay. Speedy Rider say 100. Oh, okay, I see what you was talking about, John Boy. You say I don't drink beer. Yeah, I hear you, big dog. Speedy Rider say facts, True Media. Tazzy say, good day, everyone. Good day to you too, sis. Tazzy got the prayers up. You already know. Prayers up to you and the family, Tazzy. VRA say respect. Rambo in this thing say keep up the good work, brother. You already know, Rambo. VRA say that part. He never dies. VRH say thank you again. You already know, VRH, man. It's all love, man. John Boy 05 say one. Now I can hope. Okay. All right. John Boy 05 say that's what college is. That's what college is for. Every guy say, yeah, smoking is not good for your health. It ain't. It ain't. I'm telling you. No more say facts. RC say exactly 100. No more say, I need to watch that sound. That sounds fire. Yeah, it's called Sleepy Hollow. That's the movie name. It's when human beings turn into cats. John Boy 05, Mac Miller say, yes, Sleepy Hollow with John, yeah. Johnny Deep, yeah. You know what I'm talking about, John Boy. That's a 90s movie, or I think it was made in the 80s, but us 90s babies, we grew up on that movie. VRA say your spirituality should become aligned with the Bible. I agree. It's a learning guide to teach how to live and practice correctly. That's all it is. John Boy say sleepwalkers. Sleepwalkers. Thank you, John Boy. Man, I love John Boy, man. John Boy, a real one, man. You got it. Sleepwalkers, bruh. There you go, bruh. I thought it was Sleepy Hollow. It's Sleepwalkers, bruh. Thank you, John Boy, bruh. Thank you, bruh. I knew somebody was gonna know what I was talking about. Sleepwalkers. That's the movie where cats turn into human beings, or human beings turn into like human cats. Y'all go watch that movie, man. That movie was made in the late 80s, or I believe early 90s. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Thank you, John Boy, man. Thank you, brother. Sleepwalkers. There you go. No more say the Bible be lying in some pages, but well, the Bible was translated. So when they translated the Bible, you got to remember that they implemented their own ideologies and beliefs in the Bible. And so a lot of the things that's in the Bible, you know, you got to be able to pick out the good from the BS, because it's a lot of things in there that was tampered with. Danielle say there was a time when I was randomly crying and some random woman came to listen. I didn't even know her. Yeah, well, she knew you. She knew you. Every guy both say, yeah, no cards, no Ouija boards, no none of that. No, none of that. Just good sleep. That's all you need. It's good sleep. Every guy say, yes, you have to go to sleep to connect with the spirits. I'm telling you, man. No more say I'm Gen Z, and I feel like older generations set us up for failure. They bots, most of them. Well, it depends on, you know, I guess how you was raised and how you was taught, and the people that taught you the things that they believed. That's really what it comes down to. But yeah, it's not that some of the older generations misled us. It's just a lot of the older generations, they don't know this information. They don't know. You can't teach on something you don't know nothing about. Especially when you put all your faith and your blood, sweat, and tears, you put all your trust into religion. You can't teach on something you don't know nothing about. You know what I mean? Strawberry Ice in this thing say, God bless you, my brother True. You already know, Strawberry. Glad to see you back live in the place to be. Danielle say, I've also experienced deja vu moments. Yeah, I just broke it down to y'all what deja vu is. You living in the highlight reel. That's what you living in. Kansas Chief 913 say, that's crazy, bro. I thought weed was good for meditation and relaxation like a tool. Well, it's the way you use it. It's the way you use it. Is there some benefits to using marijuana? Yes, I never said it wasn't. But smoking it is not the best way to use it. One of the best ways to use it is to make it edible, or to use it as a tea, to drink it like a tea. That's the best way to use it. Smoking it is killing it's burning your brain cells, and it's blocking your pineal gland, and it's also polluting your lungs when you smoke it. All right. RC say, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Didi say the absolute truth. Danielle say, I love watching scary movies. I love paranormal things and conspiracy theories. Okay, Danielle sis, look, well, you're gonna have a ball these next 2 or 3 days, because Halloween, We in that week of Halloween. John Boyo 5 say, word. RC say, well explained, man. No More say, oh my God. Strawberry Ice said, we have two angels writing our good and our bad deeds down. Yeah, everything is going on record. Remember, Akashi Records. Mailman say, delay of game. Didi say, yes, sir. No More say, this ish is incredible, y'all. Yeah, man, I always give y'all a different perspective or different ways to look at the truth. Something that other people ain't gonna give y'all because they don't know how to break it down like I know how to break it down. All right? Not saying that you don't have other people who don't know about some of this information, but some people just don't know how to break it down to where it makes sense to people. Danielle say, does anyone hear randomly whispers in their ear, reminding them of items like your lunch, wallet, pen, or etc.? Danielle got a question for y'all. RC say, so it's like the Mandela effect, if I'm saying that right. A little. It's somewhat along the guidelines of the Mandela effect. Yeah, along the guidelines. But just simply don't try to be too deep about it. Just simply look at it like how I'm telling you. Look at it like when you see the highlights of a basketball game or a football game. You see real people, or not even a basketball game or a football game. Let me put it to you like this so you can better help you understand it like this. You can record yourself on your way home, and then tomorrow you can watch that same recording on your way home, and you will see that it's you that's talking, it's you that's driving. This whole thing, that's the same thing that I mean about when you get deja vu, or that's the same thing I mean that we have already came, we have already lived, and we have already descended. We just looking back at the highlights of what we already did. Okay? Break it down to you like that so you can get it a little better. VRH say, they say if God answer your prayers in 3 days, you're blessed, and be thankful. That was only 1 day for those 3 of waiting. Yeah, the Most High will respond. Listen, when you become more spiritual and in tuned with your spiritual nature or your spiritual side, the Most High will answer you fast, real fast, because you in tuned. All right? Imperial say, at Danielle, Imperial say at Juan Silva, which is Danielle, or even more powerful voices reminding you of certain tasks. Yeah, I know what y'all talking about. So Imperial wrote back to Danielle, said, or even more powerful voices reminding you of certain tasks. Yeah, you'll get them whispers in your ears. Yes, it's them ones, some spirit guides. No More say, dear God. Romea say the spirit of God is within the human living body. Yeah, definitely. DSG say God love. Well, DSG, as far as the homos and stuff like that, God love everybody, okay? But God don't approve of homosexuals. God don't approve of that. God don't approve of that. Because you're going against the order of you're going against God's order if you are homosexual. Or if you a lesbian woman, you're going against God's order. You're going against Mother Nature. And anything against Mother Nature is against God. Because God set up a system to where everything have to follow order. And anything that get out of order, you automatically goes against the order of God or how God made things to be. God made a woman for a man and a man for a woman. And if you woman on woman or man on man, you going against God, bruh. And yeah, God loves you, but God don't condone of your sin. All right? No more say, facts, bro. Strawberry say, Brown 1, not true. VRA say D. DSG say hallelujah. Yeah, I don't, yeah. Well, I don't, listen, bro. For anybody that's participating in that, because I don't know if DHG, if that's what you is, but you better correct yourself, big dog. You better start getting yourself together. Because if you, like, I'm going to repeat this and I'm going to go. If you girl on girl or man on man, and you think God condones of that, you sadly mistaken. All right? You sadly mistaken. All right? And so that's not how God set it up. Period. No more say ain't nothing wrong with, to be honest, my bro. Yeah, well, it's a lot wrong with it. And I stand against it. I'm not with it. Now, I respect everybody's preferences and things of that nature, but I don't stand with that because it's not natural. Didi got the fire. Romea say, okay. Ashara say, yes, I understand what you're saying. I appreciate you. Romea say, I'm a lady that gave birth to 2 kids. One 12 years and one 22 years. That's what's up. Do your thing, Romea. DSG say those addicts can't get to God. They are a lost cause. Well, being a homosexual, you can't get to God either. You a lost cause. You more of a lost cause than them. Hate to bust your bubble, but you ain't about to get to God participating on female and female or man on man acts. You the worst. I'm gonna keep it real with you. No more say, my fault facts, girl. Okay. DSG say gotta avoid yourself from anyone that smoke. You gotta avoid yourself from anybody who don't align themselves with righteousness. Not just smoking. You gotta avoid yourself with people who have a negative mentality. You gotta avoid yourself from people who like to gossip about other people. You got to avoid yourself from people who like to pass false judgment on other people. You got to avoid yourself with people who like to smoke and get drunk all the time. You got to avoid yourself from other people who like to indulge in being a pervert, watching little kids, watching women, and preying on innocent women. You got to avoid yourself from, people who want to participate in the homosexual lifestyles. Yeah. You got to avoid being around those who don't want to praise and give God's honoration and thanks on a daily level, on a day-to-day basis. Oh, I can keep going. DSG. So don't just try to put it on the smokers. I could keep going. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I could keep going. And I don't really care if your feelings get hurt. John Boy 05 say cool. VRA say shout out to John Boy for the correct term. Sleepwalker, y'all. That's the movie, Sleepwalker. Shout out to John Boy, man. He know what I'm talking about. RC say thanks for explaining that, brother True. I got you, man. Erie say I had a dream I was walking outside in the middle of the dark thunderstorm with no house to run inside to. Yeah, it be like that. Quinasia say later, be safe, good night. Bria in this thing say hi, True. What's good with you, Bria? I see you in this thing. Say hi. I'm so glad you are speaking on this. Yeah, I had to kind of come in and speak on this situation to enlighten the people. But that's it, y'all. I gotta go, and I thank everybody for being a part of the live. Quinasia say that again. You already know, Quinasia. I'm on everything that stands against righteousness and stands against the Most High. No more say it's wicked out here, y'all. Everybody be safe. Be safe. Strawberry Ice say God tell us to stay away from sinful acts. Is they definitely do. John Boy 05 said, you're welcome, True. I appreciate you, John Boy, man. You was right on time, man. You saved your brother True one time, man. Yeah, man, because I be trying to keep up with the chat and I be trying to keep up with the live. So my brain be racing. So I can't kind of memorize things like I be wanting to because I be trying to keep up with all the questions and stuff like that. But I appreciate you, John Boy, man. Real talk. That's why we be needing you in the chat sometimes. No more say True 100. Eerie guys say when you go against the Almighty, you will never win. You will never win. And on that note, y'all keep God first. And I thank everybody for being a part of another amazing live. I hope this gave you clarity. I hope this brought you some kind of level of understanding. I hope this was able to help you be able to connect with your spiritual nature a little bit more. I hope this message was, soothing and beneficial to your day-to-day lifestyle. You dig what I'm talking about? And so thanks for everybody participating. I hope this message edified you in the most blessed way. And God bless y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a good week. Take care of yourself and be safe. And most importantly, keep God first. Until next time, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace. 100.